Hey guys, coming to you live. What is it? 8:11 in the evening. I just saw something that just blew my mind. I was watching a live uh, podcast stream from the comedian Jim Brewer, and Jim Brewer. I don't know if you've been watching him. Has over the last couple of years since the CV thing, been really speaking out against censorship and all the all the deep state shenanigans. And he's going live. He's live, and he's told many stories, and he's talked about um, Israel. He's talked about Trump. He's talked about um, relations between groups, and he was just talking about the people that were beaten at the jazz festival. And he's talking about it, how it just he saw the video and how the people were blindly hit and blindly hit. And he says something about how he grew up in Long Island and around had dealings with Harlem. And he's so honest. He said, I was raised right a racist. He said we were told all the time, they're bad, they're bad, they're bad. On the news every night, look at this group stealing, robbing, killing, boom, 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 boom. That's all, and he never really interacted until he got into comedy. Well, as he's telling this story, the news is saying, blah, 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 they're bad, these are bad, these are bad. Bam. Live stream cut. YouTube shut him off. Shut him off. He was talking about spirituality. He was talking about humanity coming together. No, no race division, no religion. We all have morals. We believe in the sanctity of human life. We believe in free speech. We believe in freedom of assembly and community, right? And wham, they took him down just like that. And wow, that dude's big. He's he's a well-known entertainer, and he was entertaining. This was a set like comedians do. He was hitting on topics, and he's very funny throughout it. All right, and then wham! As soon as he hit on that, that was that was crazy. And I've had videos taken down before. Every one I've ever had taken down was medical misinformation, which in now and the end of it all, I was right about every bit of it. But I still didn't get my videos back. I was still banned for weeks. All right. So what do you do? But I thought that was crazy. I don't do this. I don't go live like this in real time when I saw something in real time happen. But YouTube, y'all did that, man. I saw you. I saw you. That man was doing nothing but speaking peace and harmony and spirituality and humanity and loving each other and showing examples of propaganda, examples of division, examples of bureaucracy, leadership, heads of state pushing for violence and division. While if you were to take 5 people from every country, you pick and it's always the same thing. You pick a plumber, construction worker, you pick an accountant, you pick a small store owner, and you pick you pick a bank manager from towns of 20,000, 25,000, and you let them all sit down and go, what's the problem? And they're going to say, I got no problem with you. Well, why has this happened? Well, I don't know. I got no problem with you. You do your thing, we'll do our thing. And Jim was just going, man, I don't understand. My whole life, we're the same age. I agree completely with him. It's been nothing but propaganda. Just pointing out every group is bad. And it's gotten to the point where every group that's not white, whites have harmed in one way or another, whether we know it or not. As a group, we've harmed society, no matter good or neutral. Our actions and outcomes were blamed all of a sudden, and there's a turning coming. And the saying, stand still, bad times, come about because good men don't do anything. And Jim Burr is a good man, and he's standing up doing something. He's saying that he's telling the truth. This is where we're at. Why? Because of, not because of the communities, it's because of bureaucracy, leadership, the evil, you know, materialistic CEOs, corporate world, the billionaires that just, the handful that wanna that do control everything. And real time, bam, they took his ass down. And I wouldn't be surprised if they took me down just for commenting on on the truth. He was doing a real. I mean, it was a very, very point driven, reality driven, monologue he was doing about just why my whole life I've just seen it denigrate all the way down, whether it's education or medical or food, or it doesn't matter. Our whole life is just denigrated down. As it grew bigger, it got worse. Right? Pick an industry, pick a facet of life where vehicles used to last, like the Mariah Haggard song, when a Ford and a Chevy would last 10 years like it should, right? You had refrigerators that ran for 25 years. They just took our whole world and just made it disposable. And, they turned us into the consumer. And then they split us by groups. And then they demonized success and they lauded failure and gave it excuses. It's not your fault, it's their fault. And they got rich. Universities got bigger and charged more for less. They, every industry gave you less for more. And it just got worse. And the divide of the rich and and the middle class almost gone. It's wow. We've been talking about this a long time, and the kingdom of God lies within. We all are a fractal of God and His grace, and the Word is written on our heart. And it is an awakening happening. I feel the frequency and the vibration change. When you see people like Jim Burr, for a long time, he stayed back from all these, and all of a sudden during the CV hoax, he jumped out and went, "This is crazy. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it anymore." And he was in Hollywood and he saw those trappings and he stayed on the fringe. I respect the guy. I respect him a lot. He's been through a lot. I watched him and his niece. If you're interested, go watch him on his channel, Brunoverse, the Brunoverse. He talked to his niece about that. So many family members die, and aunts, uncles, moms, dads, grandpas in this wave. They had an amazing, just wow wave of people dying and getting sick, like Alzheimer's and stuff, and going really quickly. It was a rough go. But he's an interesting guy. I just wanted to go on and just, say, hey, YouTube, man, why? Why would you do that to Jim Brewer when he's only saying the truth? He didn't say anything racist, inflammatory, anti-Semitic. He didn't say any medical misinformation. He didn't pose any conspiracy theories. It was just true facts of what happened. And from his perspective, and you went, that's enough. Too many people are watching. I get 2 people watching. They may cut me, but that's crazy. I think at the time I looked down a few minutes before he got cut out, and there were like 1,800 people live, and the chat was just going so fast you couldn't read it. It was just blowing up. And he was 20 minutes in and still going, and bam, they shut him down. So, we got to get on the same frequency, guys. We got to get on the same wavelength that, you know, if thine eye be single, your body be filled with light. We all have that light. It's in there. It's a fractal of God. It's written on our heart. And we can get there. We can. And it's not in a church pew. It's it's not in somebody with a motivational speech. It's you, yourself, and him. I am. That's what he said. Who are you? I am. And I am too. So are you. He uh, he laid it out pretty simple. And it's so simple that it's hard to pick up by a lot of people. But be still and know I'm God. Pray in private. Don't boast. Be very humble. Fruits. You be known by your fruits. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Love your neighbor. It's a pretty simple message. You know, the words written on your heart. You can do greater things than I. It's in you. We have it. He told us. And people just kind of, I don't know. I've never been taught that in church. They never talked us about that. That Jesus told us. You are the light of the world. Heaven, kingdom of God is in you. The word is on your heart. It's there. You just have to find it. You have to seek it. In church, they always said, knock and he'll come. They always treated God like he was a total separate thing away from us. And we had, we had to open a door or something. He was knocking all the time. And we're going, okay, let's open the door. Maybe I'll check this guy out. He's something out there and not in here. And we said, well, you can get him in there, but he's not there already. He's not there. You have to invite him in. No, he's already there. You just have to have that. If thine eye be single, body be filled with light. Right? And people don't really understand what that means. But what was the first thing? And God said, "Let there be light." Right? And we are the light of the world. That's what He told us. And just watching that Jim Brewer, him telling the truth, just being really honest and being funny with it. Great storyteller, and right in the middle of a very, very honest point. Damn, YouTube pulled him. They shut it down. Something went wrong. Video not available. What the hell? It was live. And you shut him down. That's pretty bad. So anybody that cares, say something to YouTube. Do a live like I'm doing and protest. That ain't cool, man. That ain't cool. Why don't you let a guy tell his life experience? This is what he experienced. He's telling things that happened to him, and you're done, buddy. You're done. That's sad. But 13 minutes, yeah. I just wanted to jump in, say this is crazy. Everybody head on swivel. We're marked. We're targets. It's obvious. Too much of this is happening. Be safe out there. Don't. The bad thing is, can't engage a lot of people in anything friendly or cordial. You can't look people in the eye. You just don't know when something's gonna happen. When something's misinterpreted, we can't imagine it, right? But I've just seen it too much now that their fuse is so short. You can't even say excuse me and try and be polite. And people have been attacked. I've seen it. I've seen it. So head on swivel. The Obama administration and the Southern Poverty Law Center back in I think 2010 put out a release saying that, in their opinion, the white heterosexual Christian male was the number one threat to democracy in America. That's what they said. That was crazy. I was like, what? How? We run food pantries, we run homeless shelters, we do Christian outreach, we help with homelessness, we do all that. How are we a threat? And they're still pushing that. They're still pushing. So everybody pray for Jim Brewer. You know, I hope everything. He's they're gonna try and cancel him. It's pretty obvious. So prayers for him. Thanks, guys. Uh, you know what I always say? Love you all. Good, good discernment, good vibrations. Take care.